All right, Alan. The people want to know this one thing. You used to work out,
Yeah.
and life happened.
Uh-huh.
You got more committed. You got a better job that asked you more of your time.
Uh-huh.
You got a kid. Why now did you decide to take things into your own hands and really get into a fitness routine that's sustainable? Why now?
I think it was a little bit of frustration,
Okay,
a little bit of hopelessness,
okay,
and a little bit of depression.
okay.
So since I was fucking in middle school, I have this like I get healthy, I get strong, and then I stop. And over and over and over again until now that I'm 30. Start working out, things are going good. I feel better, and then something happens in my life where I fall back into the hole.
Yeah.
So this time, I actually caught it. I fell back into that cycle of depression, and I was frustrated. I said, why do I keep fucking doing this? Like, I was literally hopeless and tired, just like fucking tired, fed up. So I remember I remember literally sitting in my kitchen, facing the window, and the sun was hitting my face. And I closed my eyes, and I was literally trying to meditate, and I was like, whatever is meant for me is meant for me. I just let it go. Because every time I started my fitness journey, I had these expectations. I had these high expectations for myself, and whenever I wouldn't meet those, I would beat myself up
Yeah.
and talk shit about myself. And so, again, I have really long-winded answers,
No, say them.
but I feel like you have to detach yourself from whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, which is contradicting. Because if you want something really fucking bad,
You have to think on it every day. You have to imagine it every day.
but then you also have to be okay with it not happening
Right now.
right now. So I finally detached myself from the standards that I had placed upon myself, and then in that aspect, I was able to start this journey with no expectations.
You, I'm also sure coincidentally you realize that those standards were not yours.
They were not mine. Right, that's a good point. You touch on that. Touch on expectations that people place on themselves that aren't actually theirs.
Yeah. And I think, obviously, it all boils down back to social media, the good old
Yeah.
socials. But if you keep scrolling and you see all these women that have all these bodies
Uh-huh.
that they claim they got naturally, when common sense tells you that they didn't, guess what? They didn't.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like me, I see the dude that's super jacked, crazy shoulder veins, lives under 6 body percent all year long, and I tell myself, I mean, don't get me wrong, the human body is amazing.
Yeah.
And there are probably people out there that can do it. Actually, shout out to my boy Kevin O'Seal. He's a fucking beast, bro. He's a fucking cyborg. Like, he probably leaves 7% body fat all year long,
Yeah.
naturally. But guess what? That's such a small percentage of the population.
Yeah.
Most people cannot achieve that naturally, no matter how much work they put in. And that's the sad reality, guys. That's what happens when you try to live by somebody else's standards.
Right.
You never really reach them because they were never yours anyway,
Right.
you know?
You know, one thing I will say that is good about social media, I will give social media their props.
Okay.
Do you believe in multi-universes? Okay, now I feel like I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah,
I feel like you become more in tune with your environment,
absolutely.
but you understand that your environment can change based off of how you feel. So it's like,
Your environment can change based on how you feel.
right. Like we're using this equipment, right? There was a point where we didn't even know what to do here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But because we changed the way that we perceive this equipment, now we have a full-fledged workout.
We have a full-on gym here outside for free.
But nothing about this equipment changed. It's always been here.
It's always been here.
Same thing with family and friends. They're always gonna be there. And hopefully they'll be there when you need them. But whether you're a millionaire, whether you're the next fucking president, they're still gonna be there.
They're constant.
Yeah. And hey, let's say that one of your family members becomes the fucking president.
Keep talking.
You're still gonna be there.
Yeah. That is true. That is very true.
So it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Like one of my cousins, he just got done with a fight in Dubai.
Wow.
He was in Dubai fighting for a championship title. Where was I? Still in Sioux City.
Yep.
Although I am putting in the effort to get out of here, life still moves on, you know?
Yep. One more.
360.
Naturally, we always find the easy way out because we always are finding a way to conserve energy,
Yeah.
to conserve time, to whatever little saving we can do,
Yeah.
we'll always take the easy way out. And this is where things get interesting, because when you choose the hard way out, when you choose the harder path, like waking up at 6 a.m. and being here today on a Sunday morning, well, you realize everything else becomes easy.
Yeah.
So what usually was hard, literally, it's like you put a filter on how you see things.
Yeah.
And any hard thing, anything that used to be hard is now manageable, handleable. You have the courage and the will to do it,
Right.
you know?
Like, so when you are on the highway and you're on cruise control
Yeah,
and you set your cruise control at 65 miles per hour,
yeah,
it's easier for the car to maintain that speed
yeah.
than it is for you to go down to 40 miles per hour and then back up to 65 miles per
And
hour.
80 and all.
And then up to 80 and
Yeah.
then back down to 60 and down to 50.
Yeah,
So when you wake up at 6 a.m. to work out, you have to keep doing that.
yeah,
You have to stay on cruise control,
absolutely.
or else your body will adapt again
Exactly.
back to
The slow way.
the slow way.
Yeah, facts. I completely agree.
That's what I learned.
That's what I've learned too.
Like-
It's easier to maintain it than to start it
Like
or restart.
if your goal is to do 10 pull-ups, you have to keep doing 10 pull-ups.
Absolutely.
Because if you start cutting yours down to 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah,
then your body will adapt to
will adapt.
readapt.
Yeah,
Your body is built for survival,
that's
not optimization.
absolutely. So in order to optimize your body,
You have to give it its new base.
yeah, you gotta basically provide new standards.
Yep.
This is what we're doing now every day. Oh yes, what a blessing to be up and alive. Let's go. Ha!